Marvel is getting so desperate right now that they've decided to go and dredge up something from 30 years ago and decide all of a sudden to parade around that sexy is no good, even though they've spent the last what's it, about 10 to 15 years pretending that any and all things sexy was evil. But nope, here comes the swimsuit special. Let's dive into this article here from Bounding into Comics. Marvel Comics announces new swimsuit special for first time in 30 years. Pin-up book to tease future Marvel rivals costumes. Oh yes, because now they need to get in on this, right? Now they need to do it. Because no, everything up until this point that they were doing was wrong. But like I've stated before, Marvel, Disney, even though Disney owns Marvel, all these things are companies. And when they lose money in the billions, they have no choice but to panic and try and pivot back and then hope to drag back in a few people by dangling something in front of them. So then they could continue with their crap again, start to lose more money and then repeat this cycle. That's what they want to do. So yeah, we're getting Mary Jane, She-Hulk, Rogue, you name it, in a revival that admittedly seemed completely out of the question given the current social attitudes towards anything that could even remotely be considered sexy. Yes, because like I said, anything sexy was evil for Marvel. You understand me? Women must be unattractive. Men must be loser simps. I'm talking to you, Spider-Man. Understand me? Anything that could make fans interested and happy. No, that was wrong. I was completely wrong. Back to it. Marvel Comics has shockingly announced that for the first time in 3 decades, and obstinately in order to bank off the massive success of the Marvel Rivals hero shooter, this summer will see the release of a brand new Marvel Swimsuit Special. Of course, because this is something they haven't done in years. And I don't remember when Marvel used to do this Marvel Swimsuit Special stuff. Yeah, when they used to do it. But like they say, like 30 years, they haven't done it. They haven't done it. And no, what I'm just saying, and the reason why I remember, because like I say, I live in Trinidad and we used to get like back issues and stuff all the time. That was my old thing. And so like I say, people who were reading comics and well up to date, I wasn't, because we didn't have local comic shops you could go down to and purchase stuff at. No, we didn't have that. But that's what was going on. A staple of early 90s comic book culture, the Marvel Swimsuit Specials were intended as a parody of the annual Sports Illustrated swimsuit issues, so much so that the first such special was actually titled Marvel Illustrated the Swimsuit Issue, and delivered exactly what they promised on the cover: various swimsuit pinups of Marvel's costumed heroes and villains, featuring contributions from a range of artists, including such eventual industry superstars as Adam Hughes, Gary Frank, and Dan Panosian. The specials depicted not just the publisher's female heroes like Scarlet Witch and Wasp, but also its male ones, including Captain America, Hulk, and the Scarlet Spider. They were doing anything back then because, like I said, they were basically trying, as I said, they were trying to capitalize on the Sports Illustrated swimsuit issues. So they were doing that. But it hasn't been done in years because Marvel deemed anything sexy taboo. So what's going on? So you have this one here, this is Ben Riley, down there, right? And though this particular type of cheesecake special seemed to have the final nail put into its coffin with the now infamous outrage surrounding Milo Manara's Spider-Woman Volume 5 #1 cover, in a surprising twist, Marvel Comics has surprised even their own reader base with the announcement of the Marvel Swimsuit Special Friends, Foes, and Rivals. Because why not? Sporting a main cover from the aforementioned hues and 3 variants provided by Mark Brooks, Torrin Clark, and Russell Dutterman, respectively. The special will not only present readers with hot new looks at their favorite characters, but do so as part of an original story provided by writers Tim Seeley and Tom Fleece and artist Nick Bradshaw. Okay, I don't really think anybody care about this story, but we have Black Widow, Mary Jane, She-Hulk, Rogue, and Captain Marvel. Because why not? So that's what we're getting. Roxxon Comics is at it again when they release their own unauthorized Swimsuit Special. Reads Marvel Comics official issue teaser. Wasp is on the case and seizes the opportunity for Marvel's heroes to do their own swimwear fashion shoot all over the world. But fear not, true believers. We know what you're really here for. This supersized special features splash page after splash page of gorgeous art, but with a story you can pretend you're reading it for the articles. I don't think anybody wants the story. I know I don't care for the story at all. I just say I think nobody wants it. People just want to see these characters in swimsuits and that's it. Psylocke looks different, but alright. Set to feature pinups from a number of artists with Nick Klein, Incredible Hulk Volume 4, Margaret Suave, Life of Captain Marvel Volume 2, and Luciano Vescito, Venom War Venomous Volume 1. Being the only thus far confirmed contributors, the special will notably also include designs for new costumes coming soon to the Marvel Rivals, the mega popular multiplayer video game from Marvel Games and NetEase Games. Marvel, like I said, is a company. They realize people actually are interested in Marvel Rivals. They're clearly not going to change their comics to be good anymore. So they're looking to capture on anything, any kind of cheap bait as possible to get something for themselves. That's what it is. To this end, while it's unclear just exactly what these new Marvel rival suits will look like, considering both the swimsuit focus of the issue and NetEase Games' particularly titillating design philosophies, there's a good chance that their appearance will light the internet absolutely ablaze. Remember the reactions to Malice's introduction? If done correctly, people are going to like it. But like I said, Marvel knows what they're doing. This is just a cheap one-off again. Here we have Cyclops and Jean. I really getting tired of Jean being Phoenix Point, like everywhere now. Really. Barring any unforeseen publishing or shipping delays, the Marvel Swimsuit Special Friends, Foes, and Rivals Volume 1, number 1 shot is currently scheduled to crash onto shelves on July 9th. As I say, Marvel already, as it's set in mind, they're not going to fix their comics. They can't. The people who work there now don't want these things to be any better. They're perfectly happy with the crap that they're doing. But what they're planning to do is get some cheap bait by probably changing a costume or two, do a reveal here or there, from some of the Marvel rival skins they might bring over to there to try and show off. That's about it. But make no mistake, people, this Marvel Swimsuit Special is something they haven't done in a number of years, and they're doing it now because they're desperate as hell. For years, Marvel considered all of this wrong. This was wrong on the face of it. You were not supposed to like sexy women. You were not supposed to like sexy men. You were not supposed to like anything that would be called, amazing. They started listening to some of these lunatics online who tell that, this is not what people want, and then they decided to go in on that. Good stories, beautifully drawn characters and location and everything like that. No, they abandoned all of that for some terrible, terrible crap. Now, Marvel decides to bring back the Swimsuit Special, and I doubt it's going to be the first. because what they want to do is try and capitalize on as many readers as possible. You know, bring them back. It's the same thing like what happened with the whole Hellfire Gala. The first time, the very first Hellfire Gala was something that was happening with the Hellfire Club. Then the the Sentinel should have started to kill everybody. When Marvel was doing their whole Krakoan age, they did the Hellfire Gala and they had all these heroes dressing in drag and coming out there, and people were like, okay, this is interesting, new outfit, and they were checking it out. People check out the first one, the second one, by the third one, the excitement had run cold, and people were just kind of turning their nose up at it. Marvel might very well look to do the same thing with this, because they're going to find ways to try and make these characters look as unsexy as possible, to the point where people are just going to start to get fed up of it. If they go back to what they were doing before in the 90s, people would love it. I don't think anybody cares for a story. These people just want to see some good pin-up art of their favorite characters in swimsuits, and they're good with that. But Marvel being Marvel, gonna have to find a way to ruin everything, because right now they have to put this out. And like I said, they're desperate. They are desperate. Disney is losing money, and since Marvel is part of them, they really, they have to do something to stay under the House of Mouse's good side. You'll see how long that lasts for them. Let me know your thoughts on this in the comments. If you have a different opinion, I'd love to hear it. If you like, give it a hit that thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already. Ring the notification bell to be notified every time I upload a new video. And I shall see you all next time. Take care.